NASA's VIPER is landing the way for the next generation of moon rovers, with NASA's Artemis missions planning to return astronauts to the moon for first time since 1972. There's a new buzz about learners' experience. Space agencies around the world are developing cutting-edge moon rovers with advanced capabilities, with NASA's VIPER rove among the vanguards for new robotic experiments. VIPER, or Volunteers Investigating Spallers Experiments rovers, has now begun conductions, and it is scheduled to land at the Moon's South Pole in 2024. Its mission is to search the lunar surface for water ice. Armed with a suite of scientific instruments, VIPERs will collect and analyze samples for map the destructions of water ice beneath the surface, which could lay the foundation for sustained lunar exploration. VIPER follows of the heels of the NASA's Cross mission, which was the first launcher's mission to actually thaw the water's ice in a polar regions for the moon. Says Dan Andrews, the VIPER's project managers at NASA's Ames Research Centers in California. Ever since that destroys missions have been planned to better understand the nature and distribution of the water ice, spotting both scientific and experience goals like Artemis calls of sustaining a human process for the moon, he continues. Harvesting local resources wherever they can be found will facilitate humans' life of the land on the moon, as well as enabling air to breathe, water to drink, grow, and manufacture, and even hydrogen for rocket fuel. Well adapted overs VIPERs will be around the size of a coal cart and will be weighed for 30 kilograms. It will be equipped with three spectrograms to the measures liquids substances, which as water that can easily change from solids or liquids to gas, and 1 meter drills to perform subsurface inspections. The spectrometers include a mass space for the neutron space and a near-infrared space according to the God plots and reasonings for the lots for interest, as well as some generational prometheans understandings to the learner's regolith. He says regolith is the lost materials for the lunar surface, including moon rocket and dust. NASA's hope that the data collected by VIPERs will help to reshape future missions. Knowing where cues like water ice are located, as well as the conditions at those locations, will carry direct implications for how follows on missions will go about having things that water ice is and dries. Additionally, learning for how violence would be extracted could carry violence to requirements cuties on Mars. Mars or the moon was very difficult place, but there is some good everything leading from the moon that can inform future Mars volunteers habiting missions. In the terms of the designs of capabilities, VIPER stands out of the others was due to its adaptations to lunar polar condition. One of the major obstacles facing the VIPER's team is leading at the moon poles. According to Andros, for a solar's power mission, sunlight is power and vastness of the polar regions. The sun is very low of the horizon and the sound of the lunar surface are very long. He explained that forces purpose roaming missions to plan very carefully for they do not freeze. Given those closed dark showed the VIPER's design team in taking all of these constructions and designing them into both our spheres traverse plans and into the over designs itself. For example, our solar arrays are one of the side of the rovers not to top becomes the sun is so low on the horizon. As of four hills, rovers VIPERs will be able to move in any directions while keeping its solar array and communication system pointed the Earth on Sun. There gives VIPERs incredible levels of control and flexibility. Andreas says VIPER's suspension system also provides unique means for changing its centers to gravity for that some is can negate uncertain conditions and environments. Rovers, everything. The variance of the mission is not alone. It is planned towards wheels to the moon. Dubai's Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center is developing a new rover to replace the 10 kg 4 wheels Rashid rovers that was